right here, and I'm always looking for the unique, the oddities of the world, the strange, so that you don't have to. And I'm going to share a video with you that I took in 2018. This was over 6 years ago, and I'm prefacing that video with this little introduction. But it's regarding Elmer Long and his Bottle Tree Ranch. And for those that don't know about Elmer Long, he was an interesting desert person. I love desert people. They're so independent, fiercely independent. And what he did from a very early age, him and his father, back in the 1960s when he was a young boy, would go out into the desert and collect desert junk. And they would bring it back to their property. And they would recycle it in some cases. Other cases, they'd make art out of it. In some cases, they just kept the items as curiosities on their property. At some point, his father died, but Elmer Long continued to collect junk. But he had a fascination with bottles, in particular, colored bottles. He loved colored bottles. And he'd bring them back to his desert home. He'd put them on shelves, display them outside, lay them on the ground outside of his house. At some point, he came up with the idea of making metal trees. And he welded the trees on his property. He had branches going out like this. And he would insert the bottles on these individual branches. And what's so beautiful about it during the daytime, but in particular at when the sun's at a low angle, either sunset or sunrise, and the light is shining through all the bottles, it's an amazing experience. And he loved sharing with others. He never charged, from what I can tell, any fees to come on the property. He did accept donations, but he didn't ask for them. When I was there, I offered to give him a donation. He refused. In fact, he was back in his shop making some sort of art at the time. He was very busy and just said, enjoy yourself, and continued on. Anyway, he died about a year after this video was taken. You might be wondering why I'm showing this video on my backpacking and hiking sections of Facebook and YouTube. And the reason being is that anybody in Southern California that goes out into the Mojave Desert for desert activities, hiking, backpacking, shooting, target shooting, whatever they're doing, or going out in Sierra Nevada mountains on the eastern side, they're gonna go right by Elmer Long's Bottle Tree Ranch. And dare say, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people have stopped at his property and viewed the beauty of what he created. And this man, his enjoyment, pleasing the world, was basically making people happy. It's fascinating in a capitalist society. Elmer Long, the junk collector, would be considered at the bottom of the food chain. The reality is that he touched the lives of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. And interestingly, in his death, he continues to touch the hearts of people and changing the world, the future of the world for the better. People leaving his property have a better outlook, a happier outlook. And if you go on the internet, you're going to see page after page after page of Elmer Long's Bottle Tree Ranch and descriptions about it, pictures, and it's beautiful. Anyway, I love the story. I love roadside attractions. I want to share this with you that you can treasure it also. Anyway, love you guys. Happy trails, Joe. Hi. I am at Elmer's Bottle Ranch. It's near Helendale. It's out in the Mojave Desert, and desert people I find really interesting. And Elmer, over his lifetime, has collected thousands and thousands of bottles, and he didn't know what to do with them. He started with his father, and since then has created what's called the Bottle Tree Ranch. It's all free. He's the most gracious, kind person. Actually, he's more interesting in some ways than the actual bottle ranch. But you should take a look at this. It's great. The other thing too, it's located on the old Route 66, the Mother Road of America. And that is about as fascinating as driving out here too. It's lined with a lot of old buildings. Many of them are crumbling from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. As people used to travel out this way. You can hear the roadway behind me. That's Route 66. But that's as fascinating as also. Well, I'm gonna take off. Happy trails. I got some more exploring to do. Take care.